Well, good afternoon. Pastor Greg here from Faith Lutheran Church in Harvey, North Dakota, coming to you with my midweek message for this week. It is January 13th today. The year is 2021. Got a lot going on in the world. I'll come back to that in a little bit. I just have a couple of things I want to talk about this morning or this afternoon. First of all, the weather is beautiful here. To be in the 40s in January is quite unusual. We'll take it. We don't have a lot of snow on the ground, if any, left after this. There is snow in the forecast, wind, and cold coming up. So I'm sure we'll return to our normal as the days go on. So, it's a wonderful place to live, North Dakota. Interesting place in many, many different ways. And I certainly could talk for hours on the good aspects of living in rural America. But alas, I digress. So we have a few things. We're moving along on worship on Sunday mornings at 10:30 in person. We of course can have a few more people in our space with the relaxing of the numbers. I didn't check the mask mandate, but as of now, I believe that we're still in a mask required or mask recommended. We would recommend that anyway here during worship. Also, our communion has shifted to continuous communion as we've done in the past to individual cups. So just bear with us on that. We'll have I know we haven't had grape juice for those up to this point, but we'll have those this week as well. So you have the option there. We are still looking for someone in leadership. So if you are a person who feels called or has been interested in leadership, let myself or one of the leadership people know, and we can talk to you about that. I want to thanks for those who helped get the sanctuary back to its normal self. I would say that's a bad word to use, normal self. But to take all the Christmas decorations down, it's always a big shift at Christmas because we see all the color come out with the reds and the greens, and it's such a beautiful thing. And then when we take that away, it reminds us of the emptiness of color that we have up there. And not that there's no color, it's just that's the way it looks. The Wednesday evening Bible school has kicked back in. We started back up last week. We are meeting with a light meal as usual for the kids. And then we're trying to figure out spacing and so forth as we move forward in our classes each evening for about an hour. We are looking for people who would be willing to provide a meal. You don't have to serve, so if you feel that that's uncomfortable for you, that's fine. If we just have the meals coming from one place, whether that be multiple people, but one place for each evening. Then we have some control over it, and we serve it. We don't. It's not. It's not every one person for themselves like usual. So we do try to watch those things. So if you're interested or could help in that realm, we would greatly appreciate it. The only other thing that's coming up here that jumped on the calendar this weekend, which hasn't been there, is Faith has hosted the Boy Scout worship since I've been here every year, and this year will be no difference. So we'll host the Boy Scouts worship service on the 31st, the last Sunday of the month, where they lead worship. They do all the music selection, and it's part of their scout training to do that, and the importance of worship and belief is stressed in that process. So we're always glad to have them. We are going to be glad to have them again. So that's that. I don't, not a whole lot more going on with changes here. The texts this Sunday are all great texts, but I kind of wanted to just touch on the John text. So it's John 1, verses 43 through 51. You can stop now, read that, or as I always say, you can just plow along with me. Whichever way works for you, and it'll be rather brief today, I think. In any case, so we're looking at John 1. This is Jesus calling a few of his disciples, namely Philip and Nathanael. And I just want to start right from the beginning with verse 43. John has written that the next day Jesus decided to go to Galilee. So Jesus goes to Galilee. And he found Philip and said to him, "Follow me." And he did. But not only did that, Philip went and found Andrew and Peter. And this is interesting. And this is kind of where I want us to kind of play around or think about this week as we go. And I'm leaning towards this in my message on Sunday. But Philip found Nathanael and said to him, "We have found him whom Moses in the law and also the prophets wrote, Jesus of Nazareth." Now, it's interesting because John writes that Jesus found Philip, and then Philip says, "We have found Jesus." And a little bit later, Nathanael, they bring Nathanael. He says, "Come and see what this is all about." And Nathanael says, "How did you know me?" And Jesus answered him, and this is down that's verse 48. "Before Philip called you, you were under the fig tree, and I saw you." So, two different thoughts there. Okay, so there's certainly proclamation going on. In other words, the disciples that are they're sharing the good news that they found this Messiah. They don't know I don't think they know what all that means yet, but they found him. Where in reality, where I want you to be this week, is that Jesus found them first. So they didn't have to go looking for Jesus. Jesus knew where they were. And that's where I want us to really be reminded this week that the Lord is always looking for us. Always looking for us. You are never lost to the point where Jesus can't find you. Never, ever are you lost that far. Jesus knows where you are. He knew where Nathanael was underneath the fig tree. Before they even met, he knew he was there. And if you go back to our psalm this week, and our psalm this week is 139, I think. Yeah, 139. We hear all about that the Lord knows who we are and where we are and how we got there. And that's a beautiful picture. And even in 1 Samuel today, our Old Testament lesson, we have the call of Samuel. Samuel hears the Lord calling. And he thinks it's Eli, but that's the Lord is calling him before he's found. So it's just a beautiful reminder for us that the Lord always knows us. He knows our hearts. He knows where we are, and he knows where we're going. So cling to that. Cling to knowing that you're never lost to the point where Jesus can't find you, because he knows where you are. Even if you're living in the middle of nowhere in North Dakota, waiting for cold and snow to show up. Yeah, he knows where we are. Well, that's what I got to say about those texts today. So read that text, John 1, 43, 51, with the idea of understanding that Jesus looks for you, and enjoy it. So to kind of conclude here, prayers this week. As you know, if you watched my midweek message from last week. If you've watched my message from Sunday, we need to pray for the country, not for a specific outcome. Pray for the country to hear the word of the Lord, to know the Lord, to love their neighbor, to understand that we need to listen to one another. And that's hard to do, and it's easy to say. In any case, pray for our country, our leaders. Pray for our leaders of our country, our leaders of our, the federal, the state, your local leaders, even your church leaders, as they struggle with continually changing things all the time. Our leadership here has done a great job of following at least a process, so that people can at least know or feel comforted that at least it's not just random decisions being made. Also pray for those who are fighting COVID. We have, again, a few people in our congregation who have the virus. They're doing fine as far as I know. I haven't heard anything different as of today. And we have some people who are struggling with some of the after effects. But that's, so we need to pray for them. We need to pray for this virus to follow a track that's more easily understood, and that enables us to learn more about it. And that's what I got. So pray for everyone as you move forward. Don't forget, though. Don't forget to pray. That's probably the most important thing. Take 2 minutes today. Take a minute after I'm done here. Take 5 minutes in the morning when you get up. Do it when you're in the shower. There's nothing wrong with those kind of things. That's that learning process of praying without ceasing. All right, I see I've gone on too long. So I'm going to end here, and then I tell you today, the peace of the Lord is with you. The peace of the Lord is always with you. Don't forget that. And as always, do take care and have a great day of what's left of it.